Hello guys, welcome back. Today we are going to solve another LeetCode problem. Problem number is 200, number of islands. It is a medium type question. Let's read the problem statement. Given an m by n 2D binary grid which is named as grid, which represents a map of ones, land and zeros water, return the number of islands. An island is surrounded by water and is formed by connecting adjacent lands horizontally or vertically. You may assume all four edges of the grid are all surrounded by water. So let's understand the problem statement from the given example. Let me zoom in. So in the example 1, we are given a 2D binary grid. Binary represents only zeros and ones will be there, and ones representing the land and zeros representing the water. So we are supposed to find the number of islands which are present in this grid. So how are we supposed to find an land? A land only consists of ones with no zeros. That means it has only ones which are connected adjacently, so there will be no zero in between. If it is a zero, then it is not an island. So here I'll mark the island in the example 1. So this will be our island. This will be our island because it is a complete land. There are no zeros, so it is complete land. So the land could be considered as island. So we are not supposed to find the number of ones, but we are supposed to find the number of ones which are together, and that is going to be our island. So here the output would be 1. Now let's see the example 2. In the example 2, we have 3 islands. This is going to be our island 1. This is going to be our island 2, and this is going to be our island 3. And in the island 1, there are only 4 ones, and it is surrounded by water. As you can see, the zeros represent water, so we do not consider zeros into our island. It would contradict the definition. So the only ones are the island. So it is we are supposed to find the complete connected adjacent vertices. So this is going to be our island 1, this is island 2, and this is the island 3. So in total we have 3 islands. So this is our problem statement, and we are supposed to return the number of islands. It is like this is a place, and this is some land, and land over here, and some land over here, and the white empty spaces are going to be the water, all this part. So we are supposed to find the number of islands. So this part is going to be 1 island, this is going to be our second island, and this is going to be our third island. So what are we going to do is, we know that the ones represent the island or land. So whenever we see a 1, we are going to obviously know that it is part of an island or it is the only island. As in this case, there is only 1 and this is the island, but in all other cases we have a group of ones. So our task is to find how many ones are connected in such a way that it forms an island which are completely compact together. So how are we going to achieve it? So we are going to use some simple graph concepts. We are going to use DFS traversal in order to find number of islands. So the approach would be, if we have 4 ones and some zeros, so we are going to make an visited array which is false initially. So whenever we see a new island which represents 1, we are going to increment the number of islands. So our number of islands now would be 1. And then we are supposed to make true in our visited arrays, as we know that it is connected adjacently in horizontal direction and vertical direction. So first we are going to make these two as visited. So it is going to be true in our visited array, and then from this point we know that this is also an connected adjacent vertex, so we are going to make this one also as our part of island. And now we see a 0, and now 0 doesn't come into a part of island, so we just ignore it, or we just stop our DFS traversal, and then we'll get to know that this is the only part which is the land, and this is going to be our island. So let me explain this logic using the code. So this is the code. So initially we take this is the row size and this is the column size of the binary grid, and this is our visited array. So initially we are making this 2D visited array as false, all the values as false, and this is going to represent the number of islands. So we start iterating through our grid. Just normally we iterate through the matrix. It is similarly in that way. So whenever we see a 1 and it is not visited, so that means we have not considered it into our account. We have found a new island, so we are going to increment the num, and then we make a DFS call. And let me show you how this DFS call actually works. So whenever this DFS call is made, we get the control over here, and there is a base case, which is if I less than 0 and j less than 0. That means if we come out of the grid, we know that it is surrounded by water. As you know that you may assume all 4 edges of the grid are all surrounded by water. So we are going to consider all of those cases. So when I less than 0, j less than 0, we are not supposed to consider those values. Anyhow, they are going to be the garbage. And then I greater than or equal to grid dot size, which is the row size. If it exceeds the row size, then it is surrounded by water, so we do not consider it. And similarly, j value 2, this is the column size. And then grid ij equal to 0. Anyhow, it is not going to be 0 in this case, but we'll know why that case has been added in our condition. And then this one also I'll let you know whenever we make the DFS calls. So whenever we find such conditions, we just return it. We do not perform any DFS calls. So if it is not the case, then we come here. So whenever we see a 1, so here it is at 0, 0. So we make that node as true, and then we recursively make DFS calls to all other adjacent nodes. Actually, this is going to be the bottom, top, left, right. So we are going to make our DFS calls. So what this does is it is going to make all other connected vertices which are 1 as true, so that we do not count them again and again, and it is going to be only one island which are connected to it. So that means let me zoom in, I'll explain it. Yeah, so this is first thing we witness, and then we make a DFS call to this side, and bottom, top, left. So here it is going out of bounds. We just do not consider those cases. We have already written the logic for it, which is I less than 0 and j less than 0. So it is going to make a DFS call to this one and this node. As you know that they are connected horizontally and vertically. So these nodes are connected. These nodes will be made as true, which is visited. And once it reaches here, from this node recursively DFS calls would be made to this side, bottom, top is over, so we do not consider it again. Even though we consider it is going to do nothing. So 1 and 0. So whenever we see a 1, we are going to make it visited, which if it is not visited yet, and if it is 0, we do not perform any more DFS calls in this direction. It is intuitive that it is going to be only zeros in this direction, so we just stop there. And from this one, we are going to make DFS calls from top, left, bottom, right. So as there are only not diagonal, only top, left, bottom, right. So there are no ones, we are just going to stop. And similarly, this one is also going to make DFS calls. So there are no vertices with 1, so we just stop here and we make this part completely as true. So now we can say that this is the only island in this particular region, and it is surrounded by water. So we are able to satisfy all of the conditions using our logic. Now let's see, does this code really work? Yeah, it is working. Yes, the code got accepted. So as you can see, this is the intuitive logic. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to our new channel. You can find the code in the description, and if you have any doubts you can mention in the comment box. Thank you.